You are listening to the
Coming in hot, you alright? Welcome to Educated Apes podcast. How's it going?
Welcome.
Hi guys.
Right, we've got Pete here.
PBL Fitness.
The man, the myth, the legend, the nutrition expert, sponsor of the show, everything.
God.
Resident nutrition expert, yeah.
Yeah,
You trying to sell us some, what are these?
Yeah, so I brought my flavour drops with me today. It's basically sugar-free, calorie-free, because it's got an artificial sweetener called sucralose in it. And it just like saves my coffee, because I don't really like black coffee. But it's obviously good for me, so I stick in some vanilla drops. A lot of people are against artificial sweeteners. You probably see I drink those white monsters, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing wrong with them. Like, people tell me they're going to give me cancer and all sorts, but the studies that have been done on them prove absolutely nothing.
I've had this from this man over here when I used to drink flavoured water.
No, flavoured water's bad for you,
I drink sugar.
Why?
I drink sugar-free Volvic flavoured strawberry water.
Yeah, it's cool. It's probably sucralose. What do you think's wrong with it?
Don't argue with an expert, Chaz. Just admit defeat.
Oh yeah, I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to learn.
I like listening to why people think it's bad.
I just assumed that
he said cancer to me.
Bloody hell. So she was about half of it.
I went a bit wrong there.
I'll take a couple of drips, see what it's like. I've just had a sip without, so I'll be able to do a comparison. Yeah. Instead of Bats just going balls.
I like vanilla coffee.
Bats just goes full on like everything.
Everything
in his life's just like... That just summed him up in one squirt.
It just tastes like vanilla now.
It's good, isn't it?
No coffee in that.
So yeah, why do you think what?
I assumed that because it's just a little bit closer with the mic. No offense. I'm
sure he's not
just
offended.
trying to get that sound quality, going. Yeah, I assume because it's sweet tasting that. I don't know, my body's reacting to it the same way as something that is sweet, do you know what I mean?
No, so I thought that too, like, originally.
There you go then, so I'm not that much of an idiot.
No, I'm just, like, interested in wondering why people think it, because I thought it was because, like, it's sweet, does it?
So if I smash Diet Coke every day, it's not going to hurt?
Like, literally, so much research has been done on it to actually show people who go from Coke to Diet Coke lose more weight than people who go from Coke to water. Obviously, you got to look at adherence, like, it's obviously going to improve people's chance of. So if you go from Coke to water, you're going to probably be miserable and cheat on your diet. You go to Coke Zero.
There's not that much of a change, yeah.
Exactly.
Unless you've got like killer taste buds that can tell the little differences.
No, so the studies have been done, right, with artificial sweeteners. And I asked, because I asked my lecturer, I actually asked this in a lecture once because I was confused. Basically, there's no change in insulin response. There's no change in blood sugars. There's no change in glycogen. Nothing happens when you have these sweeteners in the sense that it thinks you're having sugar. So, cool with me.
So, there you go.
They've done
all the flavoured water I want.
Go for it. There's been studies in rats.
Yeah.
So in humans, there's nothing wrong whatsoever. All the studies in humans. They've done quite a lot of studies in rats, and they've found that it can have an effect on the gut microbiota.
Yeah, but rats eat shit.
But this thing, in humans,
step out.
It doesn't have the same effect in humans.
No, that was what I was pointing out.
Yeah, but rats eat shit.
Rats eat shit and all sorts of stuff. So like they're
no, but these rats are in these are like test rats.
They're in labs.
Yeah. Not just picked a rat off the street,
dragged it out of a sewer, fed it Diet
Coke down its throat, and fucking looked at what's in its stomach and gone, "This rat's fucked up." Coke banned. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't work like that. You'd be the worst scientist ever.
Mate, I like to see tests done on real things. There's super clean rats in its lab.
Oh, they are.
Polished rats. I don't need that.
Why? That's the way you get like defined results.
Yeah, but that's not the real world, is it? So I mean,
yeah, but it's comparable to the real world because if that's the only change in these rats' diets, do you know what I mean? Then you can focus completely on what's changed instead of maybe one of the rats was doing something else and it contaminated.
Perhaps you're fucking up the guts though by just feeding them fucking rat food instead of letting them eat shit, like I said. So perhaps you've already fucked with a...
No, I'm sure they give them a sustainable diet, like what the rats are. We're going into the deep...
No, what I'm saying is perhaps the variables in a rat's diet not being there is actually messing
But I'd
with
assume that they'd have rat A that's eating rat food, rat B that's eating rat food, and also getting these supplementary, whatever, sucrose or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
These sweetener injections, or not injections, but fed these sweeteners. And then they're looking at them both and seeing that there's no change in its insulin.
Right.
I'm not a scientist. Just
it's really, really controlled when they do it in labs. That's why they use rats, because you can't control a human. You can't put me in a cage and
but I'm sure they'd move on to
humans.
Human studies. And like people at universities would have done stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like got a group of people and had them on strict set diets.
I'll stay out of the science debates.
Yeah,
I'm not here for that.
You struggle on the instructions. About 7 drops.
He said, wait there, it says on here 7 to 10 drops. Then Pete went, I just squirt a bit here.
I said a little squirt.
Well, that's
You're definitely getting cancer.
That's it.
Badge was one of them bad, guys that was on the dating scene when she's like, just the tip. And he puts it in her ass.
It's all or nothing, mate. I told you.
How are you, Pete, anyway, since you've been on? Was it number 76 or something like that, I think?
Yeah, no, I've been good. Done quite a bit. Obviously got qualified nutrition set up. Today's been a good day, actually, I've had to go into university to work with Man City's academy.
Yeah, I saw on your Instagram story.
Yeah, we just basically taught them. So these lads are going to be going out on loan, aren't they, to other clubs?
Yeah, they're never going to play for City.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe not, but when they're out on loan, they're going to be hired out apartments for them. They're going to be fending for themselves. They're not going to have mummy and daddy there, are they? So we're trying to teach them how to cook. Otherwise, they'll probably fall in the trap of getting takeaways every night instead. And because they're going to have a bit of money probably to look after. So we need to teach them why it's important. Don't just show them how to cook, but actually teach them why. That's good. Yeah. But it's interesting because obviously these guys are probably going to be pro footballers. That's why they're at Man City.
Yeah,
because they can get the best players. And all of them are really sound. But I remember last time I was with them, there was this one lad that was a bit cocky. And I was like, do you want to just cook this, cook that? And he's like, I don't need to. I'll pay someone to do it for me.
Wait.
So I had to sort of get around that. So I was like, okay, mate, do you like girls? He's like a 15-year-old lad. And he seemed a bit of a player. So I was like, what happens if you invite a girl around to your house and she, you know what would really impress her? Cooking her a nice meal. And not just ordering the takeaway, man, and telling him to get it you. So he was like, he came around to my way of thinking just because of because of the girls side of things.
So you get round. It's how you get round to any 15-year-old lad.
Yeah, no, that was pretty good spin. I didn't realise you were had to be a social agent as well as
social worker.
But I guess you got to get it across the message. Do you know what I mean?
Whatever way you can, you got to use.
Because people aren't striving. You know what I mean? They're not coming in, going on your website. We actually haven't explained on the podcast. We shared it via our social links and whatnot. But do you want to just explain? You've set up.
Yeah, so I've set up a website called Qualified Nutrition. I'm sort of just fed up with all these, your fad diets, people. And I was talking to Batch outside about nutrition plans. A lot of people and a lot of coaches will sell one-off nutrition plans. They do not work. You can't give someone a generic diet plan, and that's not going to fix their problem. It's not going to work because, let's say, for example, we can take Batch, for example. We've done. How long did you do it for? And then
5 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
And obviously after that, went off the rails a bit, right?
Yeah, because of changing circumstances.
Do you think if we, after 4 or 5 weeks, sat down at a phone call, a Skype session, and worked out how we were going to do the next 4 or 5 weeks, get you motivated and stuff, worked around the plan, do you think it would have helped?
It might have done, yeah. Especially when I've thought, I'll change on to nights for a month. We could have figured something out earlier. To how to work it around working on nights instead of...
Yeah. But that's just one scenario where someone's lifestyle might change slightly, but usually it's a tendency to get bored of the foods you're eating. So you can't give someone one diet plan because it's not going to take into account all the social events. What I want to do is, with my clients, is coach them how to make their own nutrition plans. Work out the macronutrients that they need, so how much protein they need, how many carbs, how many fats we'd recommend for that individual, and then teach them how to do their own nutrition. Yeah. So they can become their own nutritionist. I don't want them with me in 2 years' time. It'd be great. It's an income, but I don't want it. I want to teach them how to do it themselves.
No, so it's not something like where you're trying to... They're repeat customers. You want to try and bring them, take them under your wing. Sort of... You need them to have that, I want to learn. Yeah. And then if you can instill in them what you're teaching them and show... they stick with you for a while, work through their problems, then... Hopefully you can send them on their way. And
exactly, they go away, do it on their own. They ever want to come back and learn some more, they can do. See it as if it's like a little mini nutrition course along with training. So I want to be teaching people how to, increase their training load. And I'm a big fan of training volume and increasing your volume each week, called progressive overload. That's part of the training programs as well. Teach them about deload weeks, teach them how to train to get the best results as well as their nutrition. And obviously each week I'm going to be writing articles on different things that I find interesting, a few requests for different topics, and eventually a few months down the line we're going to have a members page which I'm going to do live webinars and seminars on, but that'll only be exclusive to the members of the page, but I'll talk more about that when it's set up.
Yeah. No, there's a broad spectrum of stuff that you can hit at. It's just, it's being motivated and getting it done. But obviously, you putting that forward, like we were talking about on the last podcast. I don't know. I think you listened to it. We were messing about a bit as well, but
put a sock in it.
Oh yeah, Badge. You got to put him on blast about this.
Mate, I just say what I say. Sorry. No, it was just too easy of a joke, mate. If I'm honest, it just hit me there, square in the jaw. I've got to say it.
Boy puts himself out there, and you just
exposed myself, and you made me feel bad.
But it's a slick website. If anyone wants to go on, it's www.qualifiednutrition.com. We can blame Az for the miss hashtag as well that you pointed out on our Instagram. Quality nutrition.
Quality nutrition. Tell you from crew. Can't you?
It's quality, mate.
Well, Az has set up his own little one, you know what I mean? He's trying to ferry off mismatches. Like when people make websites like pornhub.com or something like that, and then you're in there and it's just ads. Yeah, what was I going to say? But no, it's quality that you've gone quality. Quality. It's on the mind. It's good that you've took that step, because like, if we talked about your portfolio of information, like YouTube and whatnot, and your social media, this is sort of bringing it all full circle. So
exactly, it's a good way to connect them all. So what I'm going to plan on do is every article I write, I told this to you the other day, didn't I? Yeah. So for example, I'm actually writing a creatine article at the moment. What I want to do is every article I do, accompany it with a YouTube video at the bottom of the page. Some people might want to watch a video. Some people might want to read the scientific stuff. I'll do a YouTube video and an article written up to so it's basically accommodate for both audiences.
Yeah.
Some people don't want to read, so
some people can't read.
Exactly, and some of it is quite complex. So I'll do a YouTube video would sort of avoid too sciencey.
Yeah, it's sort of like Bat should trust you, and I'd most likely want to look a little bit deeper, which is like, it's just what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you get did you do this when you read as well? Like I read words, and if I can't pronounce them in my head, or I just sort of skip over that word, and I just know what it is. Like names, right? So if I'm reading, like, say you were reading fucking Game of Thrones, like when I hear all their names, I can remember them, but when I read them, I'm just like,
you sort of make your own interpretation.
Yeah, just make my own whatever I think that name is. You do it with footballers on FIFA, and then they come good in real life, and someone's saying the name, I haven't got a fucking clue.
And then it clicks, yeah.
Yeah. Like Gundogan, who plays for City, I didn't know what his fucking name was for ages. Like, I do that with reading. A lot of people do that, I think, because I'm not the best reader in the world.
Used to before I went uni, but then you sort of learn to, if you read an article, the chances are you're going to more than half the words you won't understand. Well, to begin with anyway. So I had to sort of get to a point where whenever I didn't understand a word, I'd just dictionary it. I would just type it into Google quickly. Okay, that means that. And then you build up, obviously, your own vocabulary through that.
Yeah, Google that shit, yeah.
Google that. Well, Bing it for you.
Bing it.
You used Bing?
No, it was preset.
It's a running joke for about 2 months on here. He had Bing as our...
Yeah, I just couldn't
I know we couldn't Google anything correctly because Bing's awful.
Yeah.
Their image search isn't
their
great.
Their most binged thing is Google. Honestly, that's true. That the most searched thing on Bing is Google.
Yeah, I know.
Because nobody uses that shit except us for 2 months.
Hamstringed us, didn't it?
Yeah. Quality of the show went right downhill.
I've just come back from... Well, I was away for like 4 days with my
Chartered
missus.
barge.
Yeah, barging. God, it was fun.
Where was that?
Wiltshire it was.
Was it good?
It was actually really good.
Was it fun?
Got to drive the barge.
Are you saying this in case she's listening?
No, it was pretty cool.
Did you just hire one then?
Yeah, out for like 4 nights, and then we just stayed on it, 6 of us.
So what do you have to do? Do you have to go 2 nights and then go 2 nights back down the same path?
We sort of like drove for a day, milled about for a day, drove for half a day, milled about, and then did the whole, like, went up some locks through, like, around near a tunnel and back all in one day as well.
Right.
But yeah, it was pretty sick.
Just get pissed. Are you allowed to be pissed and drive a boat?
I don't know if you're allowed to,
Is
but
there a
it seems
law?
like there's no rules because I was just there,
So you don't, you won't
5-6 cans deep, just at the helm of the bar.
You won't get pulled over, will
The
you?
helm. I know that's a proper boat word, but the helm of a fucking canal boat just sounds so ridiculous.
It was sick, man. It was really good. It was quality weekend. Just strange, you know what I mean? Like being able just to bob along. I don't know if I was like legit allowed to, or you have to have some sort of qualification, but you just sort of sign it off and off you go. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
But you talk about words. I was going to say we played Cards Against Humanity, and I had to we had to explain every 5 minutes what each one was. Try to explain to your missus' parent that what bukkake is. That was a funny situation because you just don't know how to go about it. Do you know what I mean?
Just straight up. You just got to be straight up. And just hope that he doesn't ask why do you know that.
Well, no, I googled it first, just so I read the Google definition.
You had to pretend you didn't know.
No, I knew. I said I knew. I just didn't know how to explain it. So if I googled it,
It just got fucking the real PC.
Maybe they were like, well, what's this? I don't know what bukkake means when really it's like. But yeah, I fasting for 24 hours now because I had a terrible weekend. It was good, in depth, lots of cheese.
By fasting, what do you mean? Like why?
Just to try and clear my system, make myself feel a bit better about myself. So I thought like day not eating, didn't eat a day before, not gonna eat a day after.
He's like one of them weird Buddhist monks that like tortures himself every time he's done something wrong. Like he hits himself with a fucking spiky branch and shouts shame at himself.
No, so you're on about the hippie shit. There's loads of people like hippies that live in
Water
barges.
hippies.
Yeah, there's just full of them. They call them this old guy. He's soap dodgers. They are
soap dodgers. Did you buy that off a hippie?
No, but
you did, didn't you?
But I was hippie inspired.
Wait there, so you spent 3 days on a boat and now you've bought a fucking tie-dye shirt?
I had it in the wardrobe. I thought I was looking back on all our because I had a bit of time to go through, and I was like cutting up some of our videos so we could release some like short clips.
Right.
And I was like, black shirt, black. I just wear black shirts, so I thought.
I've noticed that. I just wear black and grey.
Yeah.
Same.
Weird.
It's just easy, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm gonna start to buy tie-dye shirts, I think.
Yeah, mate, I'll sort you out.
You could email the hippies, but they won't get it.
No, because I'd be stuck on a barge somewhere.
Yeah.
They're literally they do nothing. I mean, it
What
might
do
be
you
an
mean they
alright
literally
life.
do nothing.
There's these barges that are just full of all their life possessions, loads of like wood on top and like old bicycles and shit, and you just see them just clamber out like, I don't know, just like a festival goer, like a...
Yeah, but clamber out, you make it out like they don't work.
Yeah, because they're like trying to get around all their shit and that. Honestly, it's a strange world. So you've got like people on barges that are, Ken and Barbara that are,
They do it for instead of a caravan.
Yeah, on the weekend, all posh and cups of tea and all that. And then they're going past these guys that stink like on the beers. You know what I mean? A big fire going next to the canal, and the barge has got some like
ketamine on.
Some balls on the side of it or something, or like love and drugs written across the side or something like that. Clash of worlds. It's
so
funny.
what do they do for work?
I don't know. I didn't ask them, but it was pretty hilarious. It was quite funny. Do you know what I mean? Just have a glimpse into this world.
My tattoo artist lives on a barge.
Oh, does he?
She. Yeah, her and her husband live on a barge, but then they keep all their real world shit in the tattoo shop upstairs because they own the flat as well.
That's pretty cool.
So they could.
I'd buy a barge. I'm not mad at it. Like if
he'll have one by the end of next year. He'll have a barge. This is like when he saw a camper van once, and now he's got one.
No,
Joe Rogan bought a bow and arrow. He bought one. This is it now. He's been on a boat once. There'll be a boat.
I might.
There'll be a boat down that side path here.
When I'm like 50, I might, but not now.
How much do they cost?
Don't know, like 30 G's, I think, something like that.
Been looking.
See, he's already got it.
Well, been in amongst them, you know what I mean?
He's started to fucking save it account. He's got an ISA for a barge now.
I'm not getting a fucking barge.
We'll have a podcast on a boat soon.
No, I was playing was it Boats and... No, I'm on a boat
Boats
by
and
Lonely
Hoes.
Island. I was playing that as well out loud. Pretty funny.
Just driving down.
Yeah. It was good. It was a good weekend. Good laugh.
It's not quite a Jay-Z video though, is it?
No.
That's how I imagine life on a boat.
Some dons have got barges that are like double the size, and they're like all coal barges, and they've got like literally like full living rooms in them and sofas and all sorts, open fires,
yoga studio.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Can you get seasick on a barge, or is that only sea because of like the waves?
Yeah, there's no waves. It's just flat in it.
Is that what makes you seasick?
Yeah, it's the
I think it's the rocking. Yeah, you do rock around a bit like I bumped.
When
I
you
crashed
bang into
it.
the wall,
yeah, but I
yeah.
bumped into a boat and we were like, "Whoa!" Do you know what I mean? All the drawers came out in the kitchen and shit. But
How fast do they go?
not fast, like a brisk walking speed.
Oh,
The propellers are only like yay big, and if you start giving them like major beans, you cause like mini tsunami behind you, where you sort of like your bow wave catches up with you. It's all very technical.
Could you get a bigger propeller?
I guess you could like
it.
pimp your barge and then do you know what I mean?
Like the Lamborghini of the barge world.
Yeah. So I did this like cheeky maneuver where I was in the slipstream of some soap dodgers and then just like blasted it past them, and yeah, they weren't happy at all because their barge was going like everywhere. It's like it's nice etiquette just to go slow past people and stuff like that. There's loads of like barging etiquette as well, which is it's just strange. It's a strange world, the barging world.
Will you stop saying barge?
I was just saying hashtag barge life all day, like the other day.
My head's gone now.
My missus was
Barge
going
has got
mad.
no meaning. You know when you say a word so many times,
Yeah.
it just
Doesn't make
no
sense.
meaning. Yeah, you forget what it means.
Yes.
I wish I'll have to share some of the videos from it because it's pretty good. Like the engineering in locks and stuff like that is crazy.
Mad, isn't it?
The way that
Gates
it's
that
moved
open
from
and
like
water moves.
dickhead. The way it's moved from like an industrial thing where the whole like country used to run on a barge system of like taking coal around the country and stuff, and now it's just literally weekenders and soap dodgers that are just like
Stop saying soap dodgers as well.
that's what I know, man. So I've seen you've when you've been up at uni, you've started getting well into your videos and stuff, or is that just because you've got the availability to? Is it all right like recording in these gyms? Do people not get weirded out? Or
No, it's cool. Like you get a lot of looks, but to be honest, I don't really mind. Like obviously people like think. I know you think everyone's judging you, aren't they? Saying why do you think he's good? Recording video, but I'm trying to promote my Instagram, and I'm trying to. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been putting videos and explaining them a bit more, rather than just putting "look at me, I'm doing this." I'm actually explaining what I'm doing and talking about the mechanics of the exercise, and just trying to promote through that. Just get good information out there.
yeah,
It's all about. Definitely. No, seriously, it's like people don't. Everything's just look at me on Instagram, innit? That's what everyone does. They spend the time just showing off.
Yeah.
it's a quick scroll and it like
Yeah. I just put picture of my dog on there, if I'm honest.
I'm sure she wouldn't want you to call her that.
That's all my fucking Instagram is.
So you're also getting to like network with other people that are at the uni.
Yeah, and other people on Instagram. Sounds daft, but there's a little Instagram community, like, and you make friends with people on there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen. There's this guy called Russ Ridge. I've been training with on Instagram. The big shredded guy of long hair.
Yeah, he's ridiculously big.
I didn't know him. He just we interacted on Instagram. He liked to feel
like bros like walk out of the gym, just bumped into each other. Like, what protein you take?
Yeah.
This is
How these vanilla drops, man.
Your biceps.
Pretty much. No, he's just like messaging me on Instagram and like, do you want to train? Yeah, sure. And it's like,
yeah.
like one of my best friends now, like just through Instagram.
No, yeah.
It's crazy, but and it's how obviously it's networking. It's so important. Like when he shares something about me, when I share something about him, it's sharing followers. Like it's it's making yourself grow, getting your image out there, getting your information out there. So, really cool guy to be fair. But yeah, I'm just trying to promote myself as much as I can on there and get as much information out as possible.
So has someone just been force feeding him, or is he like?
God knows. And
has he got crazy genetics or something?
Yeah, he's super strong and he's younger than I think he's like 22. Maybe I think he's 22, and it's just ridiculous, his physique and his strength. Like I remember I think we were rack pulling the other day. Like no, but he was squatting, and I can't even squat 180k for one rep. He's like 4 weeks out from his show, and I don't know if you know, but obviously you're really drained at this point. You can barely walk. I couldn't walk. I could squat my body weight maybe. He's put 180 kilos on. He's doing 10 reps, like just like whacking them out.
Jesus.
So incredible genetics. I think he'll go far in the sport personally.
Yeah.
Very good genetics. He's just got a very good attitude as well, very positive, and doesn't moan about prep. He just gets on with it. Good, really cool guy.
That's what you need to work on, Pete. Get in the lab and start getting some attitude. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
bottled
attitude,
attitude, bottled determination or whatever. The dedication.
Exactly.
That's like the main thing. How can you instill? Like I try and instill it in myself, but how can you instill it in other people? Do you know what I mean? Like when you're coaching, you can give them all the information you want. You can. Yeah, it works on some people, and some people are just like, fuck off.
Some people want an arm around the shoulder.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what you're pushing now.
I don't know what I want in life half the time.
No, but I don't know how you're going to get across the term. Do you know what I mean? Like, to motivate someone must be such a hard...
That's the hardest part.
Hard prospect, yeah.
Because the information
like these footballers you're on about. Like, fuck off. I'm going to go to the club and show everyone I'm a footballer and do some coke and shag bitches. That's it. Do you know what I mean? And you're trying to say, no, I'll come home, cook your food, try and stay a bit healthy. You know what I mean? You can eat these sugars, you know. Like.
I always feel like footballers, but I don't know why. You know, like when you look at America, you look at American football, or you look at basketball, or you look at other sports. They always look like serious athletes, and I always look at footballers just like a bloke that's good at kicking a ball. I don't know why. In my head, I never look at them the same as other professional athletes.
I guess you don't scratch the surface. Maybe that's what they were instilled to show about them. But like, if you follow people in America that do American football, even just lower leagues type stuff, their Instagram's like full of like them running cones or doing sprints or you know what I mean, like doing like like talking about, like, you know, you see them do their mad feet things and then dash and then reaction things and stuff like that.
I almost think it's a little bit of the culture of our sport is that they want them to look like normal blokes,
like flashy, yeah.
They don't want them to look like they're different to.
But then you get some of them that are
I'm not on about like, physically either. Just like that's why they don't put up training videos every day, whereas like American sports do.
You get some of them that are actual athletes, though, don't you? Like. You might get
Ronaldo.
Ibra or Ronaldo, yeah, that's like post something where they're doing some like sick training thing and you're like,
Ronaldo's not technically as good as Messi.
No.
Ronaldo's only rated as highly as Messi by a lot of people because he's such a super athlete and such an hard worker that he sort of drags his level up. Messi's pretty much God-given. I don't believe in God, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he was born with a talent. He's tiny. He doesn't really... fit in.
The physical attributes are on his side, but he's just unreal.
He's just magical, whereas Ronaldo's just like...
and not to take it away, he obviously works.
It's as if somebody was doing an experiment to make the perfect footballer. They'd build Ronaldo, wouldn't they? Do you know what I mean? Like that's what he's done through his whole career, is he's made himself better, whereas Messi just sort of turns up and he's amazing.
You think it'd help this country then if we had... footballers coming and speaking about motivation and determination?
I don't think our country's built around that.
No,
that's half the thing. America's very like self-celebratory, isn't it?
Yeah.
They want to celebrate anything they do, whether it's tiny or not. Like there's a classic like Chris Rock bit where he's talking about like dads. I mean, he's using other words to describe this, but he's on about black people that... there's a joke comparing the N-word to black people by Chris Rock, right?
Yeah.
And it's dead funny, but there's a big bit in it where he's on about how, like, basically wasters will celebrate the minor shit in life. Like, I see my kids as a big fucking... He's like, you're supposed to see your fucking kids. What are you on about? And like that, but in America, that's what they're like. They'll celebrate things that... we wouldn't even think about.
Mundane,
mundane shit. Just because that's how their culture is. So like, when
that's
people are excellent, they over celebrate it to the point where you get that culture with American football where high school kids have got 100,000 followers on Instagram and they're on ESPN.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because they're celebrating them early.
Yeah.
Like you ever see Remember the Titans, the film?
No, I haven't. No.
You ever seen it?
Obviously, I haven't.
It's an American football film. It's got Denzel in it.
You're deep into that, weren't you? Because you used to play and whatnot.
So, but it's a good film. I think it got nominated for an Oscar. It's really good. So it's about the first ever team in America, the high school team that allowed black kids and white kids to play on the same team after not apartheid, that was in South Africa. You know what I mean, though?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so...
after segregation.
Segregation, that's the word I was looking for. So It's about that team, and like the team that we're allowed, like, it's just a high school team, but they were doing so well, and they were saying Titans eat for free at local restaurants.
Yeah.
And that goes on still in America, in little towns where the high school football team's amazing, or basketball team. They get shit like that. So they're getting treated like a super athlete while they're 15. Do you know what I mean? Whereas over here, like, I grew up with a lad that plays in the Premier League now, and like, nobody treated him differently at school.
No.
Really. He was popular, but nobody give a shit that he was at the Crew Academy at the time, really.
Yeah.
Got to talk about a football practice, but that's about it. Like, no one else give a... But like over there, if you were in... I know they don't have academy systems, but imagine if you were in like the LA Lakers Academy as a youth player, they'd take you more seriously.
Yeah.
Around school and everything.
Maybe that's why they're so good at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Big emphasis on sport. They approach it differently.
But didn't we come second to them this time?
The Olympics?
Yeah,
or sorry, I'm thinking of
Olympics.
the games in the London this year.
I think it's something to do with the amount of land mass they've got as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've got 300 million people to pick from, which does help.
Helps a lot.
Which is a bit strange. We sort of segregate the world into little bits, and then we sort of say, like...
You also have to be thingy. Like, in your genetics, they had to be a bit more mental to go there. So, like, when Christopher Columbus found America...
Not really, though, because you like...
Right, no, because you lived here, right? And then if your centuries ago, your parents have always stayed in England.
Yeah.
Whereas the people who live in America, it's a nation built on immigrants.
Yeah.
Had parents at the time...
maybe they're go-getters, and then, like...
were mental enough to go on a boat for 3 months to cross a channel to go to a land they'd never seen. There was no photos, nothing. To go there to try and make a new life in somewhere they didn't understand because somebody told them the new world was good. And that's... Like, to have that mentality, you'll push that down onto your kids and then their kids. And
Well, maybe that unfolded onto the mentality that they've got now. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's what I mean.
That,
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like, how do we motivate people? How do we motivate kids? How do we motivate ourselves? Like, do you have any way you motivate yourself, or you just naturally, like...
No.
Motivated as fuck? Do you get up in the morning and you're like, I'm going to eat clean, I'm going to drink loads of water and go smash all my workouts?
I don't need to motivate.
There's no pressure on you, mate.
I don't need to
with
motivate
friends.
myself for nutrition wise, like diet. But every morning, literally every morning, I'll listen to a motivational speech. Every morning.
Yeah.
Like, I'll YouTube them. Favourite's probably Les Brown. I don't know if you've heard of him. Incredible motivational speaker.
Is he the really angry black guy?
Yeah, he's not really angry.
He's the one that screams about everything.
Yeah,
like,
he honestly, he's incredible.
I think I've seen him.
I don't know if you saw my Instagram post today. It was actually by him about. Let me get it up now.
He's not the one I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the one that's always got a hat on.
What is it? Is it?
You're thinking of Eric Thomas.
Is that him?
How bad is bad when you want it as bad as you want to breathe?
Yeah, that guy.
Him as well.
He's the angry black guy I was thinking of.
So Les Brown quote is, "Don't judge your possibilities for your future based upon what you have now and what's going on now." And he's basically saying, like, the good times are going to come. Just keep grafting. Like, he's got so many.
I clicked on that. I went on his page and was like, "Oh, he posts a lot of info things." So I went away from it. I should have stayed on
what,
it.
infographic pictures.
Yeah,
You
but
love
it looked like him. I don't know. I should have followed him.
Les
Might
Brown
change my
or
life.
Eric Thomas?
It might have been Eric Thomas then.
Eric Thomas is the one that's got a hat on. Always wears a hoodie and a hat.
Yeah.
And he just shouts a lot.
No,
There's a lot of shouting.
The one that you posted, I went through a link, but I was on a barge, so hashtag
It's on
barge
a
life.
barge.
I keep dropping it.
By the way, I was on a barge.
Hasn't mentioned it.
No.
Boats and hoes.
So yeah, I motivate myself every morning with that. I read a lot of self-development books. I'm just generally quite motivated. I never used to be. Used to be quite lazy, but I just started seeing the results from what you do actually when you put the hard work in.
Yeah.
And that obviously motivates you in itself, doesn't it? And I've got quite a bit of pressure on me now. Like, people expect things of me. So that sort of motivates me as well, because if I don't do something to a really good level, or I don't do something, people are like, oh, well, it's not like Pete. So I sort of have that pressure now of I've got to sort of do the best I can.
Sort of by being on Instagram as well, like people, like you say,
You make yourself accountable.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone, if you just suddenly decided I'm not gonna.
Yeah, but you tried to make yourself accountable, like on this podcast. I'm not trying to slate you, and then it didn't work. So is it like do people need different things? Do you know what I mean?
But it hasn't not worked. It's just been going slower.
Right.
I haven't put loads of weight back on. I'm
No.
still lighter than when I started.
Yeah.
So you could either look for the negatives or
Yeah.
the positives, can't you? I'm still
no.
lighter than when I started, and I've still been going to the gym.
Yeah.
Just my diet while I've been on nights has been horrendous,
Yeah.
which is my own fault. It's all
But
on me.
you're healthy. You have a healthier lifestyle, and you're more conscious of what you do.
Yeah.
Which is a big part. So
I was still conscious of what I eat, but still this weekend, like 11 a.m. when I got off of the Guinness, I'd just drink it because like
yeah, it's
Yeah,
life.
like on Saturday when I go to races. I'm
yeah,
not
because I don't.
I'll be
But
honest.
that's I don't know. I don't know. It's that balance, isn't it? And it's trying to work out that balance and try and not come across as that real anal person that everyone knows. That's like, oh no, don't offer it. Don't ask him to come here, or don't do this with him because he'll just say no, or
Exactly.
he'll bring his lunchbox with him, or you know what I mean. He'll just put a downer on it.
You've got to correlate with your life. So you aren't looking to be, you're not looking to be a world champion MMA fighter, are you? Like your goals
No,
are.
I wouldn't like to get punched.
Like I'm actually trying to obviously develop my physique and use that as advertisement. So
Yeah.
I have to take it seriously. With you, you've got your life to live. You can have that Guinness at 11 in the morning. It's not going to affect your life as much.
No, I know. Yeah.
So it's got to
But
correlate with your goals.
still, the counter. Do you know what I mean? I still come out of that feeling lousy, and I still need to remotivate myself. And
That's the
march
hardest,
forward,
I
yeah.
think, is to remotivate yourself.
Yeah.
Like once you've had it.
like you said, you motivate yourself every day in the morning. So that's like, I mean, it's a forgiven. Do you know what I mean? Like it happens. It's now. What they say, you do something so many times, and then it becomes a.
Yeah, I heard that 2 days ago actually.
It's
How many
3
days is it?
weeks. It's three. After 3 weeks, things become a habit.
Yeah, you make something a habit, but before that's the hardest part. And then when it's become a habit, I mean, that's it. Like I finish on my missus' chest. It's a habit. I've been doing it so long. I'm joking. I just like
She's gonna
when
kill
you
him.
come on. I just like I don't know. We make it. We
have-
try and stay away from being vulgar, but
I don't.
you don't finish on you. No.
Oh no. I just
But
don't try
habits are like I want to try and entrench habits. I want to try and get up like I got my bicycle in here and do 30 minutes on the bike or an hour on the bike. But it's hard. Do you know what I mean? At first, but then when you start doing it,
I find the easiest ones are the ones that you have to do. So like when I got a dog, I never used to go out walking. Right, I got a dog. I
Yeah.
have to walk my dog.
But I don't think everyone should buy a dog.
No.
To
but what,
have to
I'm not-
walk it.
No, but what I'm saying is, so when you have to do something, that it's easier to make it a habit.
Yeah.
So like, what
So how
you're
do I
saying,
make it out as I have to get up and ride my bike? How do I make that?
I don't know, but what Pete's saying before was like he has to look good for his Instagram or his business doesn't work. If Pete had my physique, no one would take him seriously
No. Yeah.
on his videos and all that shit. Do you know what I mean? Unless he was,
It's a part of it.
unless he
It's
was
a
like
part of it,
Arnold, and Arnold's just gone, I don't train anymore, but listen to me.
Yeah.
Like, which then you can go, well, look what he did do.
Yeah.
At the time, now Pete's got to be going, look what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So he has to train like I say, I have to walk my dog. So then that becomes an easy habit. Like today, I had no sleep last night. I worked last night. I had shit sleep. I had like 4 hours kip or something.
Yeah.
I got up, but I know I have to walk my dog. So I still went out for an hour walking.
Yeah.
If I didn't have to walk him, if he didn't depend on that walk to be entertained, I wouldn't have gone for an hour's walk today.
Yeah.
No.
So, like, you know what I'm saying? If you can make things like necessary, then you got to do them more, aren't you?
Mm.
That's what I'm trying to get at without making everyone
put
buy a dog.
You put necessity behind it, so you
Yeah.
make So maybe you've got to be accountable to yourself as well, innit? Like when I let myself down, it's a little chip on myself. Do you know what I mean? But some fat person that's like walks into McDonald's all the time, they know they're letting themselves down, but they're just like, nah, fuck it. So do you think that? I don't know if that defines them as a person. Like, are they happy to let other people down, or is it just your self accountability? Like, how do you breed self accountability? Because if we were all accountable to ourselves, we all don't want to be, chubby. We all don't want to succeed. We want to. Do you know what I mean? So we want to see ourselves succeed because, we are in this meat wagon ourselves. I mean, we're here. We're trying to be the most successful person we can, or at least. If you're not honest with yourself, then you are. Do you know what I mean? But how do you make yourself accountable? Unless you tell someone or you write it down, or do you know what I mean? Like you're just accountable. Like if I brought donuts out now and you ate one, you'd sort of a little bit of you inside you'd be like, fuck, I just ate that.
In a way, that's how it would have used to be.
Yeah, smile now.
Like,
Give him a donut.
no, I'm good.
Crack out the donuts.
But like, I've tried to develop this healthy relationship with food where I can go out. I explained to you with how I wanted you to do your diet. I want to be able to go out for a burger and not feel like, crap, I wish I didn't eat that. You shouldn't be like that. Your life shouldn't. Unless I'm in contest prep, I should be able to go like.
But that's a safer way for me to look at things than, I know, to make that transition, I guess. Because then I feel like if I was on the other side of it, I'd slowly be like, oh, I'm allowed to do it. Oh, I'm allowed to do it. Ah, fuck it, whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 20 Big Macs, please. That's what I mean, like, it's...
Setting goals helps for me. Like, if you, for example, with dieting in particular, if you tell yourself you're going on a diet and there's no end goal, how are you supposed to work towards it? They say as humans, we're drawn to goals and targets. So we're like... We set ourselves something, whether that be to get a new job or whether to get to a goal weight, and that'll help us get there. And I kind of believe in this whole law of attraction thing. Don't know about you guys, but I believe like we're on a little wavelength, my life is, and I can channel that to where I want it to go as long as I can positively like think about it and get to there. And I generally believe if I can picture it and I can see it, I'm going to get there.
Yeah. Well, visualization has been proven to be something like... I know it sounds lousy and fucking weird, but look at Conor McGregor. He's big into visualization, and he's gone places that no human's ever gone.
Yeah.
Human.
Human.
When you started saying that before, I only giggled because Batch on the last podcast when like he thought that
I talk about these things, right, mate? This is what I mean.
No, but
right?
that makes more sense to me. Maybe
he takes you more seriously because you're in shape. He takes you more seriously.
Well, then maybe that is it. Yeah, that's just what you said about Arnie.
And I say
that's just what you said about Arnie.
He just doesn't listen to me.
You didn't say you were on. You didn't. You didn't mention visualization and stuff like that.
I have done on a previous podcast. You and As shot me down. As soon as Pete comes on, we're all fucking dreaming about it. Do you know what I mean? Cheers, Pete, by the way. That's twice you've fucking told him now. Like,
have you ever like had a dream? Like obviously you believe in it, but you're maybe a bit skeptical in some way about the whole law of attraction thing?
I think I need like black and white, ones and zeros. I need like, do you know what I mean? I can't live by wooey type shit. Visualization. I can sometimes
all this in a tie-dye shirt. So ridiculous. I can't live by these hippie morals.
No, but I mean, like, I can visualize stuff and I can sit there. But then when I get to the crunch point, I'm sort of just a bit. I don't know. I lose it all, I guess.
On numerous occasions, like I never used to really believe in visualization, but it kept happening. Right. Instead, you probably think I'm like calling BS here, but like. I had a dream once about this guy. Bad sentence to start with. I had a dream about this guy once who I'd not seen in a very, very long. I'm talking years, and I'd never even thought of the guy because I wasn't even close to him. Wasn't his friend really. I just knew him. And I had a dream about him. And I woke up thinking, that's weird. Why have I had a dream about this guy? Like I don't know the guy that well. I saw him the next day after years and years, and I see him, and I thought. How's like that's not a coincidence, and that has happened quite a few times in my life now, where I've either pictured someone or I've had a dream about them, and then it's came true the next day. Well, not came true because I didn't dream like I was going to see him, but like the things I think about then become apparent. It's so weird. Yeah. So I kind of accept it now. So then I'll visualize things. It sounds daft, but I wasn't expecting to get a first at uni. I sat visualizing it. I pictured myself when I opened up the laptop screen. I'm going to get a first. It's going to happen. I'm going to do this, going to do that. And it happened. Like, okay, you put in the work. You can visualize all you want, but if you don't put in the work, nothing's going to happen. But if your visualization helps you put in the work and makes you believe you can do it, then it's a positive thing, surely. So,
it's almost like tricking your mind. It's like the placebo effect for your brain.
Yeah, believing you can do it.
Yeah, and then you'll end up doing it.
No, I want to be a believer. No, I do. I want motivation, right? This is one thing I want to try and focus on now. Is like trying to motivate myself. Like just, do you know what I mean? Because I feel like I'm picking and putting up. I don't know. I go through these ebbs and flows though, where I want to be in shape, crazy in shape, and then I want to be a killer on the mat. And it's like I fluctuate between the two. At the moment, I'm rolling constantly. Like every night I wrestle. I don't even lift really anymore. I might throw my kettlebell around and do pull-ups, but I just want to wrestle. That's it. That's the one thing that interests me. I can see progress in it. I can see myself getting better, and I can feel it. Do you know what I mean? So
why can't they go together, those two?
it's just because you're tired, and I only have a finite amount of time, and do you know what I mean? But I could get up early and run and stuff like that. But that's what I need.
You don't need to really, do you? Like the amount of energy you're expending and the fitness levels you need to go on the mats is incredible, isn't it? Surely, I've only done it. I've done it like twice in my life, and it was absolutely exhausting, and it taxes you.
Yeah. No.
So like your fitness levels are going to be through the roof through that. Get your nutrition point as well. You're going to get a sick physique through all the physical activity you're doing.
Yeah.
Whilst
but
getting
it
on the
won't
mats.
be. But it's just different. Like you won't be like shirt off physique. You'll more be like, like a. It'll be.
You're not going to look like a
functional.
bodybuilder.
Yeah, it'll be functional. Yeah, that's what I mean. Ebbs and flows.
Yeah, cool. I get you. You're not going to have a bodybuilder physique because it's not ideal.
No, it's not. No.
It depends though. Look, it's like Thiago Alves at his prime.
Yeah, but there might be some.
There was
some stuff helping.
Yeah, there was some Mexican supplements there, I'm sure. But
no, it's just this what it is. I would just want to be motivated. I like to be motivated, and like because I'm sure you found it transfers into other parts of your life.
Oh, massively.
So there you go. Do you know what I mean? If you're a more motivated person with your diet, then it transfers into work, and it transfers into your relationships, and you sit and you think more systematically about the stuff going on in your life. And then, like you said, you were saying outside to Batch when I was setting up, and I heard you want to more be like a life coach type thing, or not like a life coach, but someone that instills values in people.
Yeah.
And that's them values will spread to everything. And then you mostly have clients coming back to you saying, no, it's not to do with fitness, but I did this, and this, or this worked for this, and it'll be like, yeah, it all clicks.
Yeah, just improving their quality of life, not just their nutrition. But they say, like, when you instill these sort of habits through your nutrition and training with the discipline and the motivation, the hard work you put into it, it really, really does transfer through everything else.
Yeah.
Like, massively. So if you can follow a diet and, like, get that discipline for that, you can probably go get the discipline to revise for an exam because you're used to, like, being disciplined in some aspect of your life. You can transfer it across.
Yeah.
So, definitely.
that's what you should aim for then. Discipline in one thing first, and it should...
It definitely transfers, in my opinion.
Because I like that Jocko Wilkes. Wilkes, is it?
Willink. Jocko Willink.
I just said Jocko. He's a guy off the JRE podcast who goes on a bit. He's used to be a SEAL, was it?
Yeah, he was like...
And he's just crazy motivated. Like the most motivated but he's got it through a different channel, do you know what I mean? Through the army or through that instilling
but he's
values.
not normal.
But
that's not normal. He gets up at 3 a.m. to go.
And some of his speeches, like maybe
day.
you could YouTube his speeches, see how they work for you, because they're good. Do you know what I mean? But it's just
he's an outlier, though.
I like seeing motivated people. Like you'd say to me, I'm rather motivated, but I feel like I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I think there's levels to being motivated and doing things. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause I like to get involved in so much shit just randomly. I don't know why. Maybe it takes me off course sometimes, but do you know what I mean? I don't know. I want to be doing stuff all the time. I hate sitting and doing nothing. I don't know. Yeah.
What do you do to motivate yourself? Do you listen to like videos and stuff?
No, not really.
Honestly, like
I just accountable. I am always accountable. That's more to other people than to myself. I can cheat myself day in, day out. But if someone thinks I'm going to do something, I have to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no way I can let anyone down. Like when we used to go to the gym in the morning, I can't let someone down. And if I do, I feel terrible. I have this friend that I roll with constantly, religiously for like the last 5 years. And I might have let him down like a handful of times. And I had to like turn round to him after one of them and was like, and he might not know, and he might think I was a right pussy, because obviously we wrestle and whatnot, but I was nearly in tears. I was like, look, I'm sorry, I fucked up really bad. Do you know what I mean? And this is when I was just like, maybe going out on Saturday night and drinking, or Friday night and drinking, and was met a wrestle with him on the Saturday morning. And yeah, that accountability, I was just like, do you know what I mean? I made him get up, made him go to the place we were going to train and blah. And I wasn't there because I was jerking off, getting drunk.
How bad was the hangover, mate? Because I felt like crying after a hangover sometimes.
Maybe it was that as well.
That probably didn't help. But it could put you in the right emotional state.
But yeah, accountability. I feel like everything comes from that. And then I'm trying to make or think about how to get motivated, and I think I'm going to have to base it around being accountable.
I think, like, I might be wrong, but you're in the sort of trap that a lot of people get in. Their motivation comes from a negative aspect.
Yeah.
So rather than I'm going to do this because it'll make X and Y, make me feel good. It's more like, if I don't do this negative thing's going to happen.
Yeah.
So if I don't turn up to do mats, I'm going to let him down, rather than your mindset should be, if I do turn up to do roll with him, it's going to be an amazing session. I'm going to do this. So try and always like...
I don't think I ever look forward to it. Unless it's like a fun night, I never really look forward to it. I'm more just like, I have to be there. And then afterwards I get that endorphin rush where I'm like, yeah, that was sick. Or that was really good. I don't know. But I think that's something to do with wrestling. I don't think anyone looks forward to getting sweaty and getting choked out and rolling around with men. So
No.
I think you look forward to the results and the learning and the process. Yeah.
And you're notoriously hard on yourself.
Yeah.
About everything.
Yeah.
Like anything and everything.
No,
Doesn't
it's true.
help.
It's true.
And the opposite. I'm too easy on myself for everything.
Mm.
Just let myself get away with stuff.
And I bet people know that from listening to this podcast, just in general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. I just let myself get away with things.
Yeah, that's it. So like, I'm over accountable and it fucks me, and you're under accountable and it fucks you.
Yeah.
And we're trying to venture to the middle, and we're all on this journey. Do you know what I mean? Like through life of trying to succeed and do things we want to do. But if we had the answers, then everyone would be successful. Do you know what I mean? So we have to sort of like give ourselves that chance, which you are doing with the stuff you're bringing out, and obviously it's making waves, because the amount of support you got for your website, I was like, God, do you know what I mean? Like, obviously we put some support in and was like, yeah, he's doing a great thing. But then I look and I see other people sharing it, and I see comments and stuff, and I just might stalker about, have a click on a few of them, and I'm like, God, these are like different angles of his life. So like, wow, he must be touching lives and doing something great. So then when Batch is like, let's support it on the podcast, I'm like, no doubt, of course.
I was genuinely shocked when I put that on. That night, I got like 70 shares or something, which...
70, that's crazy.
I was shocked.
Crazy, yeah.
Because, like, okay, a lot of people will ignore it, and, you know, for some people will see it and think, fuck that. Like,
Yeah.
they'll ignore it, but a lot of people
he's
shared it.
successful, la-dee-da. Oh, he's brought out his own... He thinks he's important enough to have his own website.
Exactly.
Fuck him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
But, like, honestly, I was getting emotional. Like, the amount of people that were so nice about it.
No, I believe it.
WhatsApp messages going mad saying, wow, just seen your website. It's amazing, Pete. Well done. Obviously, the girl who did it, Fatima, like, huge credit to her. Like, she's never... I was telling Batch outside, that is the first website she's ever made on Wix. And, like, she's done such a good job on it. Like,
Bro, it's sick, yeah. It is, honestly. It is really good. I was like...
so good.
Yeah, I was well impressed with it when I give it a little browse.
she put a lot of effort into it, so fair play to her.
Yeah. But obviously you've gone out and found that, and you've told her exactly what you wanted and given her the vision.
Worked on it together a lot. Just need to keep producing the content now. Keep developing it.
Yeah.
That girl should probably do websites full time.
But I've told her, and then it's not just like the graphics she does. Like, she designs all the logos. She's so talented.
Get her out of O2, Pete. Making websites.
I'm trying, and I'm trying.
She could come on here and promote it.
Yeah.
we need the
No,
guest.
but it's not even like that. It's like promoting that. It's like promoting... Like, I met that guy at that wrestling thing, and he did that coffee, and he was like... That Extreme Being, you followed him. I think he refollowed you or something. And he was like... He quit his like high-flying job to open his own coffee brand, because he wanted to make coffee that was better than pre-workout, that was like a mixture of beans that taste all right when it was black. Something like that.
Or when you put loads of vanilla in it.
Yeah, he found the shortcut.
Pete needs to order more now.
You've used half my bottle.
And like Rich that's come on, genuinely nice guy, and you know what I mean, he enjoys podcasting, so we bring him in because he enjoys the vision of it. I just feel like these, like you said at uni, these sorts of people and lives sort of like vibrate towards each other, and that might sound hippy dippy, but like move towards each other, and we're like, you just pick it up. I mean, we're not doing anything special, but we've stuck at it for 3 years, so it's got to be something, and it gets listeners, so it's got to be something.
I think,
and I know what you are saying about that, the haters thing and the sharing of stuff, because like when we put stuff out there, at first we were both like, oh, wouldn't want to share it on my Facebook, or I wouldn't want to invite my friends on Facebook. Do you know what I mean? Because we're just a bit like,
people are going to judge you like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when who thinks they're important enough to sit down and talk for an hour and think people are going to listen.
At first you get a bit of shit off people, like, you know, your mates giving you a bit of shit and everything. But then once we just left it running and it just kept happening, now people say like, just normal friends that I've had for years, and they'll say, oh, what are you doing tonight? Oh, I'm podcasting tonight. And they don't go, what the fuck are you doing? And they don't go, oh, what are you doing that for? None of that shit anymore. It's just like, all right, do you want to come for a beer afterwards? Or whatever. Do you know what I mean? They were going to ask me originally anyway.
Yeah.
Like, it's just become, weirdly, this is the only thing I'm accountable for. I turn up for this every week.
Yeah.
And like, that's because there's two people to be accountable to.
Yeah.
As well. Like, you have to have a real excuse not to be here. Can't just say, I'm not coming this week. Can't be asked.
No.
So that helps. Also, I think what we do is we haven't really got anything like of our own major message to promote like you have, or like when
Pete's coming on, you know you're going to sit there and talk about fitness and
when you get Rich
in
on,
general,
you know that you're getting someone that knows a fucking lot about boxing, or you get other people on that we have on that know a lot about X, Y, or Z. Like, but what we sort of do is facilitate people getting their message out there a little bit.
Yeah.
And talk.
And then we just talk shit in between till we can get someone interested on.
Yeah.
About barges.
Yeah. About
Hashtag
barges. And cocaine on your website and things like that. That's probably the best advert you had.
So many people have said it as well.
Wow. It looked like it, that picture.
It does. Well, it does, doesn't it? It's a white powder.
It's dealing. Underground dealing. Have you been having any visions about Bitcoin, going to high heights or anything?
I've only heard Bitcoin from you guys. I don't know.
Right, so you know nothing about Bitcoin.
I know absolutely
we know
nothing. I know nothing. So.
I heard did something like, you're obviously going to correct me now, the bank brought down its value, then bought it, and then it's gone up again. Like, what's gone on with it? I don't even know what Bitcoin is.
No, that's just like a little stunt that JP Morgan.
It's insider trading, essentially.
Yeah.
So like that's
you
illegal.
Have so much
That's
sway
illegal
over.
with stocks.
You have so much sway over something. Like if you say we had shares in Pete Bell, and then we come on the podcast and go just before you can get to the news or anything, and we say, oh, we just seen Pete in Mackey's ordering loads of.
He said he's not doing
loads of Big Macs.
anymore.
He's not doing fitness anymore. He says fuck his clients and all this, and then Pete Bell's
your
stocks fall, and then we buy, and then you come on your Instagram and go, no, the educated apes are being cunts, and
they were just joking,
and then your stock goes back
stock
up.
price goes back up because you're the important
and then we
person,
sell, and
we've made
off
your
into
profit
the distance.
on your stocks.
And we ride off into the distance.
But that's illegal with stocks. But Bitcoin's not regulated.
Write our own articles about creatine. But yeah, it's just cryptocurrencies are. It would be hard. You'd have to watch some YouTube videos about it, and plus it's like anything new. It's like Uber. You see that Transport for London come round and banned Uber in London?
No.
Yeah, you can't get an Uber in London anymore.
Really?
Because of the background checks, and it's unsafe and all this stuff.
It's because there's been 3 rapes by Uber drivers of drunk girls.
Why is it still in Manchester?
Because the city of London, their borough have banned it. It's not a nationwide ban.
Yeah.
So
you're just worried about yourself, aren't you?
How am I going to get around?
I'm moving in 3 days.
I have to download Lyft or something. Fuck me.
Paying full price for fucking cabs.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like in London, supposedly Uber costs a third of what a black cab will cost.
Mate, we went from Euston Station in London to fucking Canary Wharf. And my missus told me that's like a 40 quid cab ride.
Yeah.
And we paid 15 quid. It's ridiculous. How cheap it is. And
it'll get legalized. It'll get approved again, because competition, it means that things have to innovate.
Or
so
someone else will take over in London, like Lyft.
Yeah, like Lyft. They can't ban them all, especially if one's clean as anything. Do you know what I mean? No rapes, no nothing. Then they have to.
I can't laugh at rapes, but it's just that he flippantly went, no rapes. That's
it's from some sort of advert,
like the mayor of London's Shadi Khan or whatever his name is, just goes, no rapes, ticks that off on his checklist before he Lyft.
Is it passed the no rapes test? Yeah, shit, we'll have to think of something else. But But these black cabbies are like up in arms, and I would be. You know what I mean?
Well, these black cabbies should just fuck off the black cabs and buy a car and go and work for Uber.
Yeah, if they.
It makes no sense.
No, it's because you remember that. Back in the day, they used to say,
the knowledge.
"Oh yeah, black cabbies in London. They have to like train for like 3 years or something
you have
to learn every little road."
Called.
And then all of a sudden, Google go, fuck that. We'll bring out this app. Do you know what I mean? Everyone can get anywhere.
Yeah.
And then black cabbies are like, "Oh fuck, what are we gonna do?" So they're sitting there on this ticking time bomb of this career. Like, I mean, I really should start learning to plumb or something.
It's like truck drivers now. Truck drivers now. Anyone who's training to be a truck driver now is an idiot.
Because they're going to bring out automated trucks.
They're already using them in Australia.
Yeah.
In Australia, because it's so vast, they use the automated trucks. They're only allowed to go at a certain speed. They're not allowed to change lanes unless there's an emergency. But they'll just stay. They have like 4-lane highways.
Because it's like Australia is like the size of America, but the population of California.
Yeah.
And they'll have like city, vast open land,
1,000 miles to,
and it'll just be motorway, just like
straight line across the desert. So they have these trucks now that are semi-electric. They've got solar panels on the roof that are powering some of the electrics. Yeah. And then
I approve.
There's literally a bloke that doesn't drive them.
He just sits in the back.
Just could go sleep.
Jerking his gherkin.
Like, it'll drive for 24 hours a day.
No.
So if you could do 50 miles an hour for 24 hours opposed to 50 miles for an 8-hour shift, and then
he gets off and does this paperwork.
He has to have 16 hours sleep. He doesn't have to do any of that.
You have to pay him a pension, and
he just lives in the truck for 3 days.
Sickness, and
there's a toilet in there.
He has to be educated and also know how to drive. Whereas this guy
now they have to know how to drive
and that, but he might not be. They might not have to be as proficient. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So they just live in the truck for 3 days now, where it normally took them a week. Do you know what I mean? Wow. And then all they do, like by the Australian laws, is they have to drive it manually around the cities or the towns. So most of his days are, he could just sit there, he could watch his telly, he can eat, he can drink.
So you're training to be a truck driver. You look at iPhones and how they've bloody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gone leaps and bounds.
It's just pointless, because eventually they'll be perfect in cities.
Yeah, they'll be perfect everywhere.
And then it'll be like, well, what do we need truck drivers for? And then
what do we need bus drivers for? What do we need? Do you know what I mean? And this is like what's holding the trains back in the UK to a sense, is that they lobby against, you know what I mean, automated trains. Because basically what a train driver does, I know that they can do other stuff, but automated trains can do it as well. It works in like city centres on trams and shit like that. It's just making that conversion.
If we automated the whole train system in the UK,
yeah,
it'd all like.
But there's so much lobbying of like the train driver unions and, you know what I mean, like the underground unions and stuff like that. This is what holds this country back in terms of like China. They just don't give a fuck. They're just like, no, we're building maglev right here. Like, yeah, you're gonna, was it Noodle, whatever your name is, you're going to lose your house, you're going to lose everything because the innovation pushes, do you know what I mean? And it's just a mentality. It's like you're saying, is it between Hong Kong and some other city? They built like a massive bridge just across.
Yeah, Hong Kong's an island.
Yeah.
So
mainland China or whatever.
Yeah.
They built like a massive bridge just across. To do that in like the UK, like to build a bridge from Ireland to England, they talk about it for 5 years. They plan it for however long. Another government to come in and rebuke it, and do you know what I mean? Like it just would not get done.
Look at HS2. How long's it been in planning stages? Before
and we're gonna have high speed rail. Yeah. Well, France has had it for fucking years. The rest of the world's moving forward, and we're just so anal about shit. Like just so anal about stuff like Brexit and Uber, and do you know what I mean? Like just little shitty things that we just hamper ourselves.
I'd like to see how many cab drivers rape people. Just to go back to the Uber thing, no, right, like, do you know what I mean? Because okay. I don't think...
How many succeed?
I don't think them stats are going to be massively more than an Uber.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. You hear about it all the time. It's a classic. It's a classic storyline. I reckon I've seen it on Midsummer Murders or something where the cabbie gets... Do you know what I mean?
The only thing, the difference I can see is if the...
They can just throw shade at Uber.
If the woman or man, whoever gets raped, had an idea of what cab
I like how you had to go PC there. Yeah, go on.
Then they could report the cab, which will go back to the company, which has got a central
Yeah,
nervous
whereas
system.
Uber, it seems a bit mystical. Do you know what I mean? You've got Slav over here who's just picked up his phone, bought a car new in
Downloaded the app,
2010, got the insurance, and off he goes picking up young, innocent girls. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and then he could, and then people like you can't.
And then
like the taxi firm, when you pick up your cab for the
But what's the
day, will
difference?
have like
Yeah.
checks and balances, signed sheets that you were in the cab.
Yeah.
Whereas that guy could just go and chuck his car somewhere and say, "I wasn't in it. I got it robbed."
Yeah.
Like report it robbed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but innovation will just push it forward. They'll just have another check. Uber will just have another step. And then they have to go to Transport for London and say, here we are. And the cab drivers might get another 6 months out of it.
Don't know why they don't just. Why the obvious answer is that when you sign up to be an Uber driver, they just force you to put a webcam in your car.
Yeah.
And if that's not turned on, then you can't book rides.
Yeah, because it's gonna it will go.
And then eventually, then they could just go back and just say, well, something happened in that cab, and then they could just pull up the stock footage and go, this is what happened.
Yeah.
Right or wrong. Do you know what I mean? There, done.
Mm-hmm.
Safe. I've just figured it out.
That's it.
Pay me, Uber.
If you love cars, like 2040, you're not going to be able to buy it. How long until petrol and diesel cars might get not banned, but they might get limited, or they might have to pay high amounts of tax? Or do you know what I mean? I know it's like going to be like 100 years or something, but car companies, they're being forced. Car companies now are being forced to make electric versions of their cars, and they're pricing them astronomical amounts. It costs about 10 grand to make what, like the Golf E. I've been looking into this because I want an electric car.
Right. So go with a tie-dye shirt.
Yeah. I like the idea of it.
He's got to grow dreadlocks.
Gonna buy a barge, become a soap dodger, and with my little electric car. Beep beep.
Right.
Yeah. The components it's very simple. It's just a battery that cost a bit. Yeah, the battery's the main outlay, but then it's just like a small gearbox, small engine, and the rest is just like the shell and whatnot.
Right. Okay.
So it doesn't cost as much as you think. Like cars, markup value on how much it's astronomical as it is, but there's just, do you know what I mean, to make a car there's a lot in it. You know what I mean, you need to be a well brand and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So Volkswagen, to make a car, most likely are like a 75% markup, but these like e-cars, they have to sell them at the same price as petrol cars across the board, because or else everyone will just jump to electric. Do you know what I mean? Like the Golf E, it goes 180 miles. Like who really needs to go any further than that?
Lots of people.
Yeah, but like who?
But I do.
But it's like your Tootle car. You don't really need it. Do
No.
you?
If you just.
And then it's got half an hour speed charging. So like you just stop half an hour full
my
battery.
mum would be
and off you
great,
go.
right? It'd be all right for my mum, but like for me, if it was my work vehicle.
Oh no! But then there's Teslas that
yeah,
go
no,
like
but-
320. So
Yeah, no, but that still wouldn't be enough.
No, I know. But then you
I did
could
like
stop and
500 miles in 2 days the other day, and like, do you know what I mean? If you can't charge up while you're on the road,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? That needs they need the infrastructure.
Yeah, batteries will get better and blah. But I just think that there's so much lobbying against innovation, whereas we should be pushing it the other way. I don't know if I'm just like tech minded or something, but I feel like and my job might become surplus to requirements, and that's just what it is. Do you know what I mean? You've got to grow, but what can we do?
How did we get here?
Cabbies, the fucking
I don't know.
cabbies.
We've brought Pete on to talk about fitness.
Well, it's all one circle because we're talking about, the
You've
right
gotta grow.
mindset, yeah, and growing. So
There you go. We've brought it full circle there. Thoughts, Pete, on electric cars?
you set us off talking about Bitcoin. Well, commented on Bitcoin, so we went
Jeez,
on
that
our
went
own.
from Bitcoin. I'm lost, mate.
Yeah, because we went to Transport for London about not innovating. I don't know why we were on about not innovating, but
I haven't got a clue. Pete, let's ask you a question here for people that I wanted to answer, because I heard someone else ask this to a fitness guy on a podcast.
Right.
Seriously, if you could pick 3 exercises and 3 foods that forever, and that's all you could use,
Okay.
what would you go with?
Exercises,
Yeah,
deadlift,
yeah,
squat.
yeah.
bicep curl. I'm joking.
Shrugs.
Third one, it's got to be between. Try and pick between a bench press or a military press. Do I want big shoulders or do I want a big chest?
But isn't the military press like stimulating the chest as well and shoulders at the same time?
Not so much. Maybe a little bit of the upper pec, but
Depends
not
how far
really.
you lean back.
Yeah, you shouldn't really be.
Do you
doing
need a
pec.
chest though in real life? Like, I don't know. I guess you're doing your walk, But like for me, because I damaged my shoulder, I don't bother with any sort of chest exercises except push-ups.
I'd say for personal preference, I'd pick the bench press. But deadlifts and squats, especially deadlifting, like, I just love it. You just feel so alpha when you've lifted some weight up. I can't lift as much as him, like 230 kilos, whatever he was doing. But like, it still feels so good after a deadlift.
Yeah, that didn't feel good afterwards though. So like,
you popped your head open.
Yeah.
No, but it's just, it is. Yeah, it's such a, it's like a satisfying sort of one. Like the squat is as well, but deadlift's just more like, yeah, I've picked this up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something manly about picking things up.
I always think that the bench press is one of the ones though that's dead alpha.
Yeah.
Because everyone wants to know what you bench.
Nah, I'm the opposite. I don't.
I think it's moved away from that now.
I don't know.
I think
People
maybe
still
when
care.
you know, when we used to go to gym, like when you used to go years ago, and everyone just did chest and that was it. Chest every week. Monday hit chest and then sort of petered off. Did a couple more workouts.
If you got to legs on Friday, you'd had a real good week.
and then Monday chest, and then.
But you would be there fresh as fuck on a Monday.
Yeah.
Monday
Ready for chest.
In your vest, ready.
Yeah.
Foods, porridge, oats, like
Yeah.
they are the best. I've got a really good thing for oats. Chicken breast,
Yeah.
love my chicken. Just very, very good, complete protein. Got all the amino acids you need. Tastes good. Goes with a lot of things. And the third choice, that's a tough one. I just
Something you enjoy. Are you slipping in something you enjoy?
blueberries.
All right.
They're my 3 favourite foods. And they're the ones I eat probably more than anything else.
Fair enough. There you go. There's some info. So everyone just eat chicken, blueberries and porridge, deadlift, squat and bench, and you'd be laughing.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what? Do you know if you just say you just trained the big 3 every week and did a couple like them 3, did a couple of little isolation exercises and that was it. Did a bit of cardio. You're pretty much on for a workout there, aren't you?
It's perfect. And I was talking to a guy in the gym I was trying to explain to him about progressive overload and something I really need to talk to you more in depth about, really. So it's all about increasing your total volume. That's what hypertrophy and strength comes from.
Yeah.
So if you lift, say you deadlift 100 kilos, right, on a Monday, and you do 5 reps, which is times 100 by 5, that's 500 kilos, but you do 10 sets of it, that's 5,000 kilos. Like you've technically lifted, that's your total volume.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people make the mistake of they think to increase their volume, I now need to lift 110 kg or 105 kg. When actually, you could just include one more set and you would then times it by 6. So your volume's suddenly gone up by like over 100 kilos for that week just by doing one more set, which isn't that taxing on the body. So you add one more set, or maybe you want to add a set, but then reduce your reps by just one, and your total volume will still be increased. That's going to cause, obviously, the training adaptations that you're trying to get.
Right, okay.
And then maybe, so say you do that for 6 weeks, gradually increase the volume, go from 100 kg volume, whatever, 1,000 volume, and then increase it to 1,100, 200. And then maybe the 5th or 6th week, you want to take a step back and go back down to the volume of 1,200. So you're still above your initial starting point.
Yeah.
And then gradually increase from the 1,200, go up to 1,800 this time, deload for a week, start on 1,400 this time. And that's how you progressively overload. You increase it, but you do it in a smart manner, because you're going to get to a point where you can't improve. You can't physically every week keep getting stronger and stronger. It's not possible. So
you hit a wall, and then sometimes it might put you off as well.
Yeah, and what if you get up to a total volume of, say you were starting on 1,000 volume and you got up to 10,000? How long is that going to take in the gym? I know it's going to be too taxing on the body, that amount of volume.
Yeah.
So you want to keep increasing it, but then take a deload to take a step back, basically.
Yeah, I always just chase weight.
Yeah, no, you got.
It's always been something like I like numbers.
Yeah,
but I've never thought of it that way. Like you've got a number there that you're still chasing.
Mm-hmm.
But I always like chasing. And then I'll be honest, I used to like to finding out how much it was in pounds because I wanted to have a bigger number.
Just times it by 2.2.
Yeah. But I used to do that because I like the bigger number.
Yeah.
And then you can fucking like, and then there's some number like when I was in like powerlifters are obsessed with. It's like having 3,000 or something like that, or 2,000.
Yeah, obviously you
of
squat,
the big three. Yeah.
squat, bench, and deadlift combined of like 3,000 pounds or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's a bit high though.
That's like Olympic level. I think.
Yeah,
Like, that's insane.
That's a lot.
No,
of
but
weight.
like Eddie Hall, what did Eddie Hall pull?
He did a 1,000-pound deadlift, didn't he?
Yeah.
But then
No, yeah, obviously he's not going to squat.
He's not going to bench.
No, it's like 2,000. I think
Yeah,
2,000 is the benchmark when they call you
maybe.
like seriously strong. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you've got extreme levels of strength if you can put 2,000
Yeah, and
up
it's a
over
complete
3.
sort of strength as well.
Yeah, because you. But then obviously you want to be deadlifting like 600-700 to get there, don't you? Because you can't squat and bench anywhere close to what you can deadlift.
No.
Yeah. But I was having an argument. It wasn't an argument. Calvin shared something on Facebook the other day. It was a bit debate whether training to failure was more important or training to volume was more important. Now,
Yeah.
the research, there's no debate. The research shows it's volume that matters. But then you get idiots commenting like, but Dorian Yates didn't. He trained to failure.
But you're not fucking Dorian Yates.
You're not Dorian Yates. Usain Bolt, you're going to do his same. Like, you're not going to run like him because if you do what he does. We're talking about what the studies show on the majority of the population.
They're complete outliers.
Yeah, you can't like Ronnie Coleman. Like, he used to train at such a different way to everyone else. He used to throw his weights around, and so people go and do. I'm doing it because Ronnie Coleman does it, but you're not Ronnie Coleman. Like,
and the thing is as well, you've got to remember those people. Like back then, especially, like, you know, the older bodybuilders and that, their progression didn't get shown. They only started taken notice of when they were big names. So if they've got bad habits, when like Ronnie Coleman, say he's got bad habits, like you said, throwing his weights around, right? But he probably wasn't throwing them around when he couldn't lift. Like, do you know what I mean?
he built up that.
He was so strong at one point that he could throw them about, but if you just went in there and just started trying to act like him, you're going to hurt yourself.
And
You haven't had the base foundation that he's had from start to finish.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to get at.
So when he throws it up, so let's say he's doing a dumbbell press, you need to contract the muscle. Otherwise, it's not going to engage the pecs, is it?
Yeah.
He's probably, over the years, developed such an amazing connection with that exercise that he can feel every fibre going. So he's able to chuck it up and still connect with the right fibres. Whereas Bob, who's just started the gym last week, is chucking them up as fast as he can.
Shouting lightweight.
You got shout
lightweight, baby. He's not going to get the same contraction Ronnie Coleman is, but because he's uneducated, he doesn't understand. Like, frustrating.
We need scientific studies, and if you say it's nothing but a peanut, how much progression you get then?
200% increase, I've heard.
That's the same. Magically, that's the same number you get for bench on a Monday.
And then if
it goes up by 200%.
And then if you post it on your social media that you went to the gym,
another 50%.
then it all gets added
so
up.
you could literally bench
And
half the planet,
and then we're getting there
on a Monday.
Have you guys heard of the? I can't remember his name because he's a bit. The guy uses fake weights. His name's gone like viral lately, and according to him, this guy uploads videos on Instagram and tells us what he's lifting. Technically, he's the world's strongest man, and he's stronger than Eddie Hall. But yeah, whenever he's invited to go to a meet, because he would be the strongest man on the planet if those weren't fake weights. He's adamant they're not fake. He's been called out and said, "We will pay you £10,000. We'll pay you £100,000 if you come and compete in this competition and lift those weights in our gym." And he doesn't do it.
That's crazy.
But he's got such a huge following now.
Google this guy, Chaz.
Just type in Google fake weights, and he'll be the first one.
Just put fake weights.
Yeah. So what is he making
Does
weights
he
in the
shout
fitness?
fake weight, baby?
I think his name's Brad something.
Buy fake weights.
Yeah, Bradley Castleberry. He's been called out so many times to come.
I've seen this guy. I thought he was legit.
Nah, is he hell?
I've never seen any of this.
He's apparently lifts more than Eddie Hall, the world's strongest man.
I've never looked at the numbers. I've just seen him doing like fucking big lifts.
This is Instagram then, the Manimal.
Yeah.
He's a big guy.
Well,
he's obviously lifting.
He's very, very strong guy, but he's not. Like, look at his followers. He's got like over 750,000 followers by lying to people.
And he's going to get obviously more from this publicity, so he's most likely loving it, isn't he?
Exactly. They don't care, do they? Positive or negative publicity, it's still publicity.
Right, we need to see him lifting something big. There you go. That's 305.
I think the best
grip.
one would be a squat one. The squat one's hilarious because the bar is just racked to like just completely full.
What's he got there? 4-plate bench. Well, yeah, he's got a bicep curl, 3 plates. No, he isn't.
Lifting 315
Out here on
pounds.
Friday, And here I am hitting 315 on an overload set on straight bar curls. I already hit my reps going up. So this is my fifth
So how do we
set.
know
And then I'll have
that?
a
So
hit
these
one
are
set
fake
going
here
down.
now in the
Both
gym.
of those sets, I'm just going extremely
So
fast.
315's
143 kilos.
Is this like? Can people do this, or I don't know?
No.
well, mountain, maybe.
I don't think that you could do that.
We can't fast forward, so we're gonna have to watch him dance around. Sorry, guys.
Look at him taking up a bench.
This might as well take your shoes off.
Why?
What's going on here? Come on.
You can almost say it's not exactly doing like straight, so maybe.
They're crap anyway,
But is that still a silly weight to be thrown about like that?
yeah,
It's not even real.
it's just some of the videos that he does, and there's been a lot of YouTube videos made about.
There.
Like, look at that. So, what's that? What even is that? How much weight is that? 1, 2, 3.
Everyone's doing maths in their head quietly.
10 plus bar.
So that's
200 a side, that's 400 key plus the bars, 420 kilo.
yeah. So he's just breaking world records every day on Instagram.
What's the world record squat, Chaz?
No idea.
Pull it up, Chaz. You've got an empty page there. I just want to know from my own fucking. And
Is
it's
it
got to
be
put
back
raw.
squat
It's got to
or-
be back squat. It's got to be raw because he's not got a suit on or anything.
That's there.
So £1,000.
Hey, to be fair, he's not broke a world record there. Then has he? That one.
No, but I mean £1,036. What's that? That die 2.2.
575.
500 kilo.
That's 1268.
Yeah, but they're not raw then.
All right.
Oh, and this guy, by the way, this Brad's also natural.
All right. Yeah.
Natty as fuck.
Well, he doesn't pass the sniff test.
No, that's sniff test.
But it's fair enough. I mean, if he can keep it rolling, people have made more money off, you know what I mean, less preposterous things than fake weights. But as a community, normally it's self-sacrificing, isn't it? Someone is going to find him and be able to expose him. And then once he's exposed, hopefully, if these people have got some sort of integrity, they'll...
Because he's fucking in shape, people are going to take him seriously.
Yeah.
So, like, he's obviously training hard to look like that.
He's got a very, very good physique, and he's very strong. But it's the fake. He's obviously, of course, he's not the world's strongest man. If he's the world's strongest man, why doesn't he go win a world's strongest man competition?
And why do no world's strongest men look like that?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't. That's not what
It doesn't
you
work.
need. Like to
It doesn't work like that. You know, they've got to carry fat.
Mariusz Pudzianowski, was it? Back in the day, was the only one that had abs.
I'm
And
not
he used to
sure.
win it. Mariusz Pudzianowski used to win World's Strongest Man, and he looked like he was chiseled out of stone.
Yeah.
And he didn't have a belly or anything, but he was like an outlier of outliers. Do you know what I mean? And then Thor's got some abs, but they just stick on his front of his belly, don't they?
They just seem
Is that
to
from
be-
overlifting, that belly thing?
It's from over steroid use.
I think it's a lot to do with obviously the Olympia's just gone, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Phil Heath won it again.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get on
Is
to.
he on the record now?
He's joined with Arnie. He's won it 7 times. Ronnie
Because
Coleman's
people are on
won
about
it 8.
comparing
He
Their
wants
photos,
10,
aren't
doesn't
they?
he? He was saying on The Fighter of the Kid, he wants to win it 10 times.
To be honest, he probably will.
Yeah.
Like, no one's really looking like they're going to overtake him, but I think it's to do with growth hormone. Apparently, like a lot of growth hormone gives you that sort of belly look, and I don't like bodybuilding these days. I didn't watch the Olympia. I don't care anymore. Like the physiques, I don't want that physique. Doesn't appeal to
I
me.
think
Looking
anyone
like Phil
does,
Heath.
really.
I know, and I guess that's not the whole point. It's to be the biggest freak on there, but I'd aspire to look like the old days, like Arnie. Even Dorian Yates, who's like my favourite bodybuilder, still one. That's not a physique that's appealing or aesthetic to me. It's just too big and bloaty.
Yeah. It's weird looking,
Yeah,
not good looking. Do you know what I mean?
But you still have to pay him his dues for what he is. But
exactly.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
insane
what we're
what they
talking
do.
about, isn't it?
a
Yeah.
special person. Like incredible.
If you set down the parameters, then and that's the way the sport's going, then people are going to follow that way, and then obviously you're going to have something else, which is just to obtain the best physique.
I think the greatest physique of all time was Overeem in his Uber-ream days. Pull it up, Chaz. Just show this man.
Check you could Google Uber-ream.
Yeah, just type in Uber-ream and it'll come up. He's an MMA fighter, mate, but you've never seen out like it. He was a heavyweight fighter, but he was 265, all muscle.
Oh, I know him. Yeah.
Like that back in the day.
It's a bodybuilder, man, not a MMA fighter.
But it was a killer. A killer.
Yeah.
He,
Savage.
Look at that there, standing over that other guy who looks like he had absolutely no hope in fighting that gorilla.
Yeah. But still, yeah. Oh,
That's what I'd aim for if I could aim for anything.
Uber-ream.
Yeah. But he was juicy as fuck.
That'd be an interesting, what do you call it, now and then.
Yeah, that's him now.
I'll see if he wants to go on the Qualified Nutrition website before and after for me.
No, I mean batches. If batch could turn into that. It's like when you see the ones on Facebook where it's like, fat white guy to fit black guy.
The ones that do me are the ones that they say they've done it in 6 weeks and they hold up a fucking newspaper.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you gotta love the newspaper.
There's some guy called like Duncan Lucas, I think, online, and he's in shape and he's got loads of like transformations that he's coached. But they all say they've done it in 8 weeks, and you look at some of them and you think, you haven't done that in fucking 8 weeks. Some of them look reasonable. Some of them just look like...
I don't think that's something to measure it by either. Like, it's flashy and it gets people's attention, but then what Pete's on about is completely different, which is like instilling that... Because you don't know what's happened after that either, do you? It's like the mass weight losses for women. Like, women's dieting, it's so dangerous. They can yo-yo so fucking crazy. And it's just like, what do you want? If I ask you what you want, I don't want a sick before and now photo that I could show my kids. I want to be, 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line and still be healthy and still be in great shape and still enjoy my life. And look like Overeem.
If I said to you two, have we got a weight loss problem in the UK? How would you answer it?
Yeah, we got an up and down.
Okay, well, we don't have a weight loss problem.
We have a weight problem
because people are so good at losing weight. Like loads of people lose weight all year. They
define weight loss problem,
exactly,
but yeah.
So we're amazing at losing it, but then it's like we just can't keep these habits and keep it off.
Yeah,
and like
so
say
more
on the
like
website,
an education problem.
Yeah, because they're not learning how to lose weight. They're doing these like say fad diets where they'll get instant results, but. I can't remember what it was. I put it on my website. It's like 90% of diets, like just statistically, like 90% of diets, you're going to regain that weight and probably even gain more.
Yeah.
Within a year, 2 years, it gets worse. And it's just insane how bad diets really are. Said I hate that word diet. I never use that word diet with you, do I?
No.
Can't stand it.
No, it's
got the word die in it.
It's a good point. I've never noticed that.
No. It's been hiding there the whole time.
Fuck diets. Gonna kill me.
But flashy things get people's attention, like that guy throwing up crazy weight. So
yeah,
what can we do?
We can get Pete some fake weight plates and
live
set him
by
on his
the
journey.
rules. Yeah, it's like
no, yeah, but no one believes if I look like me. Whereas that guy, some people will believe it.
Yeah, if you're not educated and you've not been there, or you don't know people that have been there, or you've not I've studied it, then you don't know.
I'm not an expert by all means, but I've trained on and off for years.
Hey,
and
bro, you've trained.
And I've seen his video, and I didn't question it.
No,
in my head until you pointed it out. I just sort of went, "Oh, he's got a lot of weight on the bar." Do you know what I mean? Like I never actually went through and fucking added up the plates and gone, "That's fucking very close to a world record."
Yeah, and
with no knee straps on or anything.
And that's how you get to that. That's how he gets to that point on his Instagram, isn't it? That's how he gets.
I think I follow it, but I don't even know why.
I think there's 2 ways you can get successful on social media. I think you've got the cheap way, which a lot of, not in a nasty way, but a lot of females will do.
They'll just buy them.
They'll
get your tits out.
Reveal yourself, sell yourself short, get clickbait pictures. Or I'm trying. This is why I'm adding a lot of
Is this why you didn't use the sock trick?
I don't want to mislead people. so I'm trying to get good information out there. Use my Instagram to promote good information rather than just put a picture of I haven't got boobs, but if I had boobs, put a picture of my boobs up. I'm trying to get good quality information because also it's going to attract the right followers. They're people I want involved in my company, people I want involved in my network. I don't want people who are just there to like pictures of, women. So
Yeah.
I'm going to take that route. So.
Yeah, it's a route to take. I mean, I guess we've I was going to go on like a tangent. Like with our podcast, we sort of branded our own audience. Yeah.
We could sell out and go on Patreon, get them to give us a fucking a sponsorship page, go on
No, and
there.
then like cry for money. Or we could do. You know
Or
what I mean?
we could go on another website and just have random sponsors that interrupt your episode, and you upload it with that, like, with them in, like.
Yeah, it'd be about nothing. But I wouldn't want to talk. Like, I wouldn't want to talk about people that I didn't believe in. I wouldn't want to talk about things that I don't believe
and then
in.
they like halfway through this show, like some podcasts I listened to that were like independent podcasts like us, and then suddenly have gone and thought we need a bit of money to do this or whatever, or they just want to make money off the show, which I don't knock
Sold
them
out of
for.
it.
But then halfway through the show, there'll just be an advert chucked in,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, like maybe a pre-recorded something.
yeah,
or
it's just a
whatnot,
pre-recorded shit, and like then there's one chucked at the start and one chucked at the end, and obviously they're getting paid off that, and I can't knock anyone for getting paid, but we haven't. We wouldn't do that because we just want natural following of people.
If you got to a point where, so obviously Joe Rogan spends the first hour of his podcast advertising stuff.
It's about 9 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, I go to 9 minutes exactly, and then press
Right
the
back
5-second
until,
button
yeah.
until I get.
But he's making a killing off that. If you were in that position, would you not think, you know what, we're helping another
I
company
would.
grow?
No, I would, but it'd have to be a good company.
Somewhat you've actually believed in, yeah.
Like you sponsoring the show. Let's say Qualified Nutrition as a sponsor. I'd shout them out for a minute or two at the start of any podcast, happily.
Yeah.
I wouldn't shout about fucking
Juice Plus.
Juice Plus because I don't think it's right. It works or anything.
Yeah, and it's not like we've done stuff to get people to listen to this podcast that we don't like. We could put it on every other page, and you know what I mean. But we have genuine listeners and we have genuine people that, you know what I mean. Maybe not interested in what we're saying, but like.
Well, they must be, or they won't listen.
Yeah, but they're sort of there. But I don't want to presume that. I more would say like they find the things funny that we find funny.
That's probably
And-
the main reason.
Yeah, and
to
we
be
have
fair.
like a sort of way of stumbling about subjects that, you know what I mean, that resonates with.
I also think that there's a lot of people that think the same way we do.
Yeah.
That just they don't have anyone that talk to about this.
But that's yeah.
So
and-
we're us talking shit, and they could just listen to it while they're at work or whatever they're doing. It's just like a little. It's like being in a conversation with your mates after a while, isn't it? You just
Yeah.
listen to it.
Yeah.
I always listen back to the shows. I always find I've got things to say about the topic that we've had that I didn't say at the time
Yeah.
when I listen back to the shows because I'm like, oh fuck, I should have said this. Or,
Yeah.
like that's how people feel when they listen to podcasts. I think, especially conversational ones.
So, what are the things are you trying to do to promote? Like, except for having like in-depth videos. I guess the next step is success stories, isn't it? So you need to try and like instill, but that's just the way it is, isn't it? You've just got to
Just trying to get me anywhere like thin. So,
No, you're right. That's how you do it. Like, it's going to be a slow process to begin with, but as soon as I get those results, I can show, like, look, Batcher's fucking got a six-pack and he's shredded now. Like,
shredded.
Like,
Visualise for me,
I won't
Pete.
put all your eggs in one basket.
No, he's going to visualise for me.
I'm going to go home and think about Batcher's abs. And
Batch and some tight whities.
With a sock.
But that's
With
obviously
a
how you put it. But it's producing, like, quality content. It's not just about the transformations for clickbait. It's about putting good articles out, and then people think, crap, that's really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna subscribe to this website. I'm gonna put it in my bookmarks. So if I ever want to get good information, you do that one at a time. It eventually builds up, and hopefully I can get a good qualified. The goal is to get a good qualified nutrition community up.
Yeah.
Have members page where we can discuss nutrition and try and eradicate all these the fake nutritionists, the fake nutrition gurus, therapists, whatever you call
Yeah, a
them.
hub of information.
Then when it gets huge, you make your own line of products, sell them out, then fucking ride off to a
A
tax
protein
haven.
shake,
Yeah,
like makes
your
you lose
own-
weight.
Qualified nutrition shake. You shift that, then you fucking sail off to the Caribbean and you get fat as fuck smoking weed. That's the goal. We fucking discovered it.
Yeah, we've cast you off in that
Yeah,
direction.
that's it
Let's
now.
hope you get there.
Tax haven in the Bahamas. That's what you need.
Not accountable for anything.
Yeah, fuck your accountability. You're on a yacht, not a barge, a
A
fucking
yacht,
yacht.
yeah.
Big
Not a
pimping
barge.
playing.
Big pimping.
Jay-Z video is your life. That's what you need.
Yeah. You mentioned Kel before, so and he's obviously
Obviously, no one knows who he is.
well,
except
no, I
us
was just
three.
about to say,
Like,
Kel. He's promoting this. What does he call it? PVT or something?
Yeah, peak volume training.
But volume. So this is like is this the new hot thing, or is it just?
Well, it's his own. He's made it himself.
No, I mean volume
So-
training as a whole. But
No, it's not new. It's German volume training was done years and years and years
By
ago.
the Germans.
By
Well,
mate,
you're smart, you mate.
and it was just used in the off season to build pure muscle because of the amount of sheer volume you're doing.
Yeah,
But Kelvin's tried German volume training, found he likes an aspect of it, but he wants to incorporate his own bodybuilding style because it was mainly for Olympic athletes,
Yeah.
Olympic weightlifters. German volume training, it sort of neglected certain things. Maybe your rear delts, for example, would get abused. So he's incorporated. It's called actually DUP, daily underlying periodization, where you.
shit,
Sorry.
just gotta sit. I feel like I need a lab coat and
So
Some
like maybe
glasses.
Yeah.
1 week on squats you would do 5 sets of 6.
Yeah.
Or then the next week, instead of going to 5 sets of 7, like progressively, like linearly, it would be maybe 4 sets of 10. Like it would completely be changing each week. Kelvin's trying to basically get a volume training system that suits bodybuilders, but also allows for progressive overload. And it's really cool what he's doing at the moment. So
Yeah.
it is. You say he's got his own YouTube channel where he explains that as well.
What's his YouTube channel? Do you know?
I think it's just Kelvin Peak Physique.
Yeah.
But really good bodybuilder. He's got a lot of knowledge. So
Yeah.
learn a lot from him in terms of training. So
Yeah. And that's another person that's put out there, and that gym itself as well. I mean, I don't get down there nearly as much as I'd love to, but it's just a quality place, and I think we've spoke about it before, haven't we? So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, all these people, I'm glad to be with you on your journey and just see, from the sidelines, just see. And then maybe if you start doing some motivational stuff, I might tune in. Might come in as a paid member just to listen, float around. But yeah, no, I'm really happy about having you on again. It was enjoyed the podcast. Do you want to shout out your social just so people
It's
can
just-
find you?
yeah. So Instagram P-Bell Fitness. That's obviously YouTube P-Bell Fitness, on the website's Qualified Nutrition, or Quali New as some people keep calling it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's even got a
New.
nickname already.
Yeah.
We don't have a nickname for the podcast yet.
No, EAP.
I want like a
Eddie
EAP, Eddie Apes, and we need our fan. You know, like fan bases have their own names.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just call them apes.
you can't just make it up there and
I
then.
just have done. Right. Fans of this show.
This is
called
it. Like
apes.
I overthink shit, and he's just there making decisions.
Yeah.
This is what. That's why it works. That's how we got so far, mate. Just somewhere in the middle is the right answer.
Yeah, true that. But yeah, this has been the second P-Bell Fitness.
What second of many? Hopefully.
Well, yeah, as long as he doesn't ride off into the sunset anytime soon.
In that Caribbean island with his
On my
protein
yacht.
shakes, yeah.
But yeah, get on his Insta and get on his website, even just for a browse. It's
Yeah.
looking plush.
Plush. That's a word I haven't heard in years.
Plush.
But yeah, this has been the Educated Apes podcast, at Educated Apes on Twitter, all the other stuff, educatedapes.com on Instagram. Yeah, give us a follow as well.
Don't review us on iTunes.
No, we're trying reverse psychology.
Reverse psychology.
Don't do it, guys.
No, no one listens.
Peace, we're out.
To make a loud noise at the end.
Hey.
Still live.
I always try and get these banged down on the table.